let's talk about the migration trend and how it is continuing. I got a question for you, and this is strictly an impression. It's not a data-driven thing that I'm about to say. But years ago, we were always talking about how this huge migration trend was moving toward the big state, the Lone Star State. It was all the discussions were about Texas, Texas, Texas. And I used to say on the show, maybe you heard it years ago, I would say things like, if Texas were to secede from the Union, it would become the Hong Kong of the United States. In other words, as Hong Kong is to China, Texas would be to the U.S., right? Yeah. But now it seems to have shifted. It's just my impression. Everybody's just talking about Florida now. Is it just me, or is that what's going on?
Yeah, no, I've seen the same thing. And I think it's interesting, the further we get away from the '08 meltdown, for the most part, Texas kind of sat it out because they were in the '86 meltdown. They were on the forefront. But with ours, California and Florida, obviously, California was way out of favor. Texas was in great favor during the meltdown. And then all of a sudden now, as things have started to turn and recycle, it's kind of slowed down the growth focus on Texas, and it's come to Florida. I've seen the exact same thing.
Yeah, it really feels like there has been a shift in the sort of the public discussion about, the hot state where the growth is, where it's business friendly, where there's just this huge amount of migration. And a lot of these Texas markets have gotten more expensive. I mean, we used to sell really inexpensive properties in Dallas, even Austin, which Austin's way too expensive to look at now. In 2004, we were doing a lot of business in Austin. 2005, the prices just continued to increase. And then we did a lot of business in Dallas, San Antonio, of course, Houston. We've done hundreds of transactions in these cities. Now, it really, I don't know if it's because, when you live somewhere, I mean, I've only lived in Florida for less than a year and a half, you become more conscious of it, obviously, because, it's your home. But really, that just seems to be the hot discussion. Everybody seems to be going to Florida,
Yeah, well, I mean, look, you and I are just two test subjects, really, when you look at it. You were a little tired of California, and I originally came from the Northeast. And both those areas, when it comes to the affordability index, just the costs, the lifestyle, it's losing its draw. And Florida is really starting to net in, not only from the West Coast, but the Northeast, a lot of people. I'm seeing a ton of people where it's same stories as you and I. Oh, we were out there and just decided to make a change. We were up in the Northeast, decided to make a change. And there's some real reasons behind that drive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there sure is. Florida has always had that draw for the northeastern states. The New Yorkers, I mean, Seinfeld episodes, many of them about,
exactly.
About his funny parents that lived in Florida and so forth. Any more thoughts about that? And you do a lot of business in the Jacksonville market and St. Augustine, of course. A lot of our clients have purchased properties that you offer through our network. Give us some insights into what's going on. And you've got some inventory in Jacksonville you want to talk about, right?
Yeah, and the overall Jacksonville market, kind of our central hub market. I've been here for almost 17 years now. And coming out of the '08 correction, Jacksonville's continued to be the steady Eddie. Nothing like a huge bounce back, this steady Eddie continuing to climb. And there's great fundamentals. So like we were ranked this year number 6 by US News for best place to retire, which is fantastic. We were ranked number 9 by best large city to live in by Money Magazine. And we were ranked again, year after year, the number 1 affordable large city in Florida. So when all that migration is coming, it's coming our way. In fact, we had a 9% increase in population. And when people start to review it, they say, you just have miles of riverfront and beachfront living that attracts people in. And that affordability index, which you brought up before, Jason, why are people leaving California? Why are they leaving New York? Well, because of that. And if you can get the lifestyle and the affordability and the jobs, it's really important. In fact, they said job growth here through 2022, and this is interesting, is supposed to continue to grow at a 7.7% increase. That's fantastic. And we know when people have good jobs, they can pay rent. And the tech industry, believe it or not, is a big draw here. people don't think of Jacksonville as a tech industry. They have a large port industry, the medical community, the universities, but the tech industry here is really growing, and that's a big draw of all of it, which brings younger people. Right now, the average age in Jacksonville is 46, actually, which to go against Seinfeld seems very young, but a lot of that drive of the lifestyle and tech industry. The numbers and the stats continue to be healthy for Jacksonville. What I like best about it, Jason, is that solid core of affordability. And coupling that with our new construction model, it's been a really good combination because the need is there. We're having such good performance on this new construction model because it's in high demand. We're able to start right from scratch. And I've done rehabs for over 20 years, but we found the new construction starting from scratch really gives ourselves and investors we work with such a powerful grounding and a long-term approach with lower maintenance and repairs. In fact, looking over our whole portfolio of hundreds of properties, new construction, do you know that the overall maintenance and repairs, these are properties that, have been out there for a few years, so that would include turns, and that is about $360 a year total. That's
so
over the whole portfolio.
You just passed over something really quick, and I want to make sure people get it. So you're talking about the maintenance cost and maintenance and repair cost for these properties that investors own in your portfolio it's their portfolio, but properties they've purchased through you and your affiliated company manages them. So this is brand new construction. And when you said turns, you meant tenant turns, right? When the tenant moves out,
including tenant turns. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So that and maintenance and repairs combined. We sat down and we averaged out all the numbers. So my property manager partner is kind of a spreadsheet geek, which is great. And we went through all of them, and the average price per house for the year was about $360, $365 to be exact. So one of our goals was to curb maintenance and repairs because nobody likes to deal with it, especially looking long term. So that is a phenomenal number that we're seeing with the new construction because we're able to start from scratch. There's a 210 warranty into place. And so it just really gives people a power position.
Okay, now 210 is an actual company name. That's a home warranty company. Okay, so I just wanted you to know what that means when he says that. So I'm looking at a pro forma of one of these properties, and the projected maintenance and repair cost is $504 per year. So you're actually coming in under that so far at $360. That's great. And let's just go over the property. So we've got in this one, okay, this is just one, 1,459 square feet, purchase price $177.9, so that's $122 a foot for brand new construction. Projected rent of $1,400 per month. Is that all correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Projected positive cash flow of $149 per month on new construction. Okay, now I know you can beat that on older renovated properties, but new construction, that's pretty good. The overall return on investment is projected at 27% annually, with a real estate appreciation rate projected at 6%, vacancy rate 8% or 1 month per year, management fee 8%, and then maintenance of 3%, which actually the pro forma is worse than the reality in the case you just mentioned.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's the beauty of this, where there's just measurements that we can really follow with the new construction that's been easier. And it's been a lesson for me because I own a lot of rehabbed homes. But the new construction, you're just starting from scratch. You're building a newer model of home, one that's more durable, one that's more set to tenants' preferences. And it's worked out for all involved.